The Unexpected Guest. On May 28, 2023, my 49th birthday, little did I know, and much to my surprise, the beautiful bouquet of flowers that my daughter blessed me with would contain a tiny caterpillar egg. 3 days had passed, and I noticed parts of the bouquet was missing. As I examined closer, I spotted a glorious green, yellow, black, and white caterpillar munching on one of the stalks. To my delight, he seemed to be very content in my bouquet, munching away. Intrigued by this tiny creature, I marveled for hours, watching and videoing the daily habits of a hungry caterpillar. My husband even commented how he had wished he had known how entertained I would be with a caterpillar. He would have gotten me one years ago. As the dillweed dwindled down, the mama instinct rose up, and I began diligently researching what to feed it and where to buy it. I called my daughter and asked her where she purchased the flowers, because I had a hungry caterpillar that needed more food. The Hammond Farmers Market. It was days away from Saturday, so I persisted in finding the business that sold her the flowers. Thinking that this would be as easy as a Google search, my efforts took longer than I expected. On Tuesday, June 6th, I found a number for Yellow Van Farms. The woman called me back several hours later, and I explained my dilemma. Surprising, she apologized and said she would come and pick the caterpillar up. I laughed and told her, "But I want to keep it. I just don't know what to feed it." She requested a picture so she knew how big it was, to be sure to provide enough of the bouquet dill. This woman went above and beyond to help me keep my hungry caterpillar happy. On June 15th, the happy, hungry caterpillar stopped eating and rested the whole day. By the afternoon, it had eaten itself and miraculously formed a clear chrysalis. The once active being became a still, translucent cocoon. I was sad to lose the caterpillar. I missed watching him move. My hope now shifted in the waiting, because I knew what that caterpillar was becoming inside his tomb. According to the life cycle of a black swallowtail butterfly, I identified it by the patterns and colors on the caterpillar. I learned that it would emerge in approximately 8 to 12 days. I hardly left the house between the 8th and 12th day. I kept it sitting on my kitchen counter so I wouldn't miss it. 2 weeks passed and no butterfly. I had 2 out-of-state conferences to attend in July. I was so disappointed because I just knew I was going to miss seeing it emerge. So I creatively positioned my security camera on it for viewing from my phone. Yes, I was obsessed. But July came and went, and no butterfly. Was it dead? What did I do wrong? I researched more and discovered it needed to be mixed with water so that it didn't dry out. Oh no, I needed to water it? Oh boy, I began a regimen of misting it several times a week and moving it to a window to allow the sun to warm it. I wanted so badly to witness the transformation, but I began to doubt that it had died inside. Months went by and the winter arrived. I painted a picture of a rainbow with the words, "Hope arise," and placed it underneath the hanging chrysalis. God reminded me that creation lays dormant in the winter but in its time, it comes alive. I no longer watched the tomb, but I placed it in the bathroom on a sill above my garden tub. It became another decoration that would begin to blend with all the other decorative features and fixtures. From time to time, I would mist it with a mustard seed of faith that something in there was alive. At the beginning of March, there was a warm spring day. I decided to place the chrysalis outside for the day and the night. The next day, a huge storm came through with fierce winds. I pulled it inside and placed it on a glass coffee table under a potted plant. Another week went by, and I was cleaning the table. On the glass were what looked like wax drippings in a variety of colors. Not putting two and two together, I actually tried to wipe them. I glanced up just inches away from the chrysalis and noticed it was empty. Panicked and surprised, I began furiously looking around the room, then around the house. No butterfly in sight. An hour and a half went by, and I questioned Jesus. Jesus, is this how Mary Magdalene felt when she witnessed the empty tomb with just the remnant of your garment? A few more moments passed, and I cried out to Jesus desperately, "Where is the butterfly?" Immediately, my eyes shifted to the shoe molding by the curtain that touched the floor. And there, magnificently stretched out, was the glorious Eastern Swallowtail butterfly. I couldn't believe my eyes. I got down to the ground and positioned myself inches from this beautiful creature. I knew not to touch him because I could actually damage his damp and developing wings. For the next hour, I witnessed his strength and confidence growing as he tried flying with very little success. After some time, he stopped moving altogether. My research informed me that it was normal for them to rest a while. I placed a butterfly netted confinement with the zipper opening over him. After resting, he easily moved about the netting enclosure. I was still in awe that on Tuesday, March 5th, 2024, 40 weeks later, the butterfly emerged. I was overcome with so many emotions. What was once hope had arose. I looked hope in the eyes, and I knew I had to let him go. Hebrews 11:1 says that faith is the confidence in what we hope for and the assurance about what we do not see. Hope had emerged. Unfortunately, the weather conditions on that particular day were unfavorable, cold, rainy, and cloudy. I checked the weather for the next day. Sunny, high 81. I knew from my research that I needed to release the butterfly within 24 hours of emerging. I observed the wings and its behavior as it folded up when it became dark. It stayed perfectly still in that same position overnight. I joyfully arose the next morning, knowing what must be done. A butterfly was not designed to be confined. It was designed to fly free with no limitations. As I placed the cage on the grass and slowly unzipped the enclosure, the butterfly paused before leaving as if to say, "Thank you. I enjoyed the journey. It's time for me to ascend." I watched as it flew out of the gate with vibrancy and strength. It ascended beyond the tops of the trees and circled around, landing on the very top of the tallest tree. A butterfly lives a total of 14 days. To me, that seems so short, but to the butterfly, it's a lifetime. Lessons from the life cycle of an Eastern Swallowtail butterfly. Don't give up hope when things feel dead inside. Yes, you are dying to the flesh, the old you. And sometimes the transformation takes longer than expected. Aren't we all groaning with creation for our new bodies, even though we have the Holy Spirit within us as just a foretaste of future glory? For we long for our bodies to be released from sin and suffering. We too wait with eager hope for the day when God will give us our full rights as His adopted children, including the new bodies that He has promised us. But if we look forward to something we don't have yet, we must wait patiently and confidently. Hope arise, April. P.S. The tomb of the cocoon is my reminder of what Jesus did for me at Calvary.